ending to his career. He's going to play next season, his 24th in the NBA, if you can believe it, but it's not going to be for the Lakers. LeBron has instructed his agent, Rich Paul, to talk to everyone around the league who is interested and come back to him so he can make his decision. Yes, I know what you're thinking, another decision. Let's get the crew back in here. Shams, we're going to begin with you. Open your notebook for us. What is the up-to-the-minute latest on LeBron and his future?
After LeBron James' decision to leave the Lakers on Tuesday, he returned back to the golf course. And so clearly LeBron James is not in a rush right now to make a decision. He's evaluating everything, but his biggest priority in all this is finding a team where he feels like he's going to have a chance to play meaningful basketball, compete for a championship. My understanding is this will not be a financially driven money decision. And so his agent, Rich Paul, has been getting about a dozen pitches ever since free agency opened at 6 p.m. Eastern time on Monday. But when I talk to teams around the league, 3 stand out during this process. That's the Golden State Warriors, Cleveland Cavaliers, and the Miami Heat. So LeBron James will take probably the next few days to sift through all that, figure out exactly where he's at. There is no timetable. I will say, though, I have listened to Rich Paul on his own podcast on Game Over, and he's given hints along the way this year about how the Lakers situation was looking. I do have a hunch that we might get some more hints along the way here the next few days.
Very interesting analysis. Thank you very much, Monica. Jump in here as the East continues to take shape and improve. Do you think it actually behooves LeBron to stay west, which has that two-headed monster in Oklahoma City and San Antonio, if winning another championship is a priority?
I do not. I think he should come on over to the Eastern Conference if he wants to have an opportunity to make a final push. For the storybook sake of it all, and quite honestly, for the basketball, I think Cleveland has a interesting opportunity for LeBron James, right? Like, those guys obviously have not been able to get over the hump, even though they got to the Eastern Conference Finals this past season. I think when I look at the 3 teams that Shams mentioned, that is a group that has sort of a younger core. Yes, James Harden has been in the league almost as long as LeBron, but when you look at Mitchell, Mobley, some of those guys, the issue to me when I think of some of the other teams that are named is, even though LeBron is still very effective, Father Time is real. And so when you talk about Golden State, like, sure, LeBron, Steph, and Draymond sound great, but are they all going to be available and still playing their best basketball by the time you need it in the postseason? Because the age thing is not changing.
Bobby, jump in here. I'm curious, after Jaylen Brown landed with Philadelphia yesterday, that obviously shakes up the landscape in the East. Has it changed your opinion on all and what could be the best fit for LeBron James?
It doesn't. I mean, I'm still in the faction, I guess, with Cleveland. And I'm looking at it from a lot of different things. Certainly, he's from there, he's played there, he's won there. And then I'm looking at the roster when you don't have to do anything. You can roll LeBron James in with Donovan Mitchell, James Harden, Jared Allen, Evan Mobley, and you still have your shooters with Max Strus and Sam Merrill. So I think that's probably the best fit, and I think you got to take everything else into consideration also.
Vince, jump on in. Anything change with the idea of what we just saw yesterday in Philadelphia and Boston?
The East, to me, top to bottom, is a much deeper and quality conference on a night-to-night basis than the Western Conference. The West has a top 2 that you cannot avoid in San Antonio and Oklahoma City. I think to some degree, saying LeBron has to go to a place where he has the chance of winning the championship is far and away like something, I won't say it's unrealistic, but I want to focus on where LeBron can play great stylistic basketball and be competitive, at least in the second round of the playoffs. That can be Golden State. That can be Miami. Where Miami, to me, stands out is he doesn't have to do the heavy lifting. That's for Giannis. That's for Bam. He's become a better spot-up shooter. He's become better to play off of other players, to Monica's point about Father Time being real. You don't want him to be overtaxed by the time the playoffs come around, so where he cannot take it to the extra gear. If he's in Golden State or some of these other places, I'll just say this about Cleveland. Cleveland has a coach that told us in the media, he looked in the camera, fixed his mouth, and told us during the Eastern Conference Finals, analytically, we're up 3-0 in this conference. Do you think that LeBron James wants to play in that situation?
Well, I mean, If he's a big analytics guy, maybe. Shams, get back in here. The Lakers, when we transition to that side of the equation, have been as active as anybody in the last 24 to 36 hours. How has Rob Pelinka remade this roster in the last 2 days?
Joe, in the span of 30 minutes, the Lakers landed 4 marquee free agent pickups. And I'm going to start with Walker Kessler. They found their signature center for Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves. Luka wanted a lob threat, a shot-blocking 5, a guy that can provide offensive rebounding. Well, this is the guy. But they paid a steep price for Walker Kessler. 2 unprotected first-round picks, 2 pick swaps, but the Lakers weren't done. We see right there, Sandro Mamukelashvili, 4 years, $52 million. Quentin Grimes, 4 years, $60. Colin Sexton, 2 years, $19. So you have a blend here of backcourt help, scoring, youth, some athleticism, size. So clearly, when you lose LeBron James, you have $50 million in cap space. You decide to use up that money basically in high-end starters, role players, rotation players. And so now you have Luka Doncic, Austin Reeves at the head of the snake. Of course, Walker Kessler will be there in the middle. And then you surround them with shooting and scoring. That was the outlook for Rob Pelinka.
Bobby, Luka has 2 years left on his deal plus a player option. Are the Lakers officially on the clock to maximize that window?
Joe, I thought they were on the clock when Shams broke the news back in February that they were trading for him for Anthony Davis. I thought that's when they got on the clock, when they made that trade.
Gentlemen, ladies, tremendous. The Lakers' approach here tell you about their perception of LeBron James.
Speculation here, but this kind of reminds me, I've got middle school boys, and one of my sons had a girlfriend, and he didn't really want to be with her anymore, but he didn't want to break up with her, so he didn't really talk to her, was kind of hoping, please, can she maybe dump me so I don't have to be the one to dump her? That's kind of what this feels like. I wonder if the Lakers truly want to continue their relationship with LeBron James. If they do, put a number on the table. Tell him this is what we have for you financially, and let LeBron make a decision. But the slow play thing, what we do know is this. The Lakers' priority is building long-term around Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves. The LeBron thing would be a short-term relationship.
Windy, jump in here. Your thoughts on what the Lakers' perception of LeBron James might be at the moment?
There's Lakers' strategy through this whole thing is to sit back and give LeBron space because he still has not articulated he's definitely going to play. I know you're probably tired of hearing me say that, but I have not yet been told, nor have the Lakers, that he is definitely playing. He's probably going to play, but he is not definitely playing. And so because to this point he has not met with them, and maybe that meeting will happen today. I don't have LeBron's itinerary in front of me. I can't rule any of that out. I do think LeBron has been focused on other things besides returning to the Lakers, but I know this is overly cautious and whatever, but we could see Anthony Davis signing a contract extension with Washington, Draymond Green signing back with the Warriors, and LeBron signing back with the Lakers. All of that could happen, and all of this could be a lot of sound and fury signifying nothing except for leverage generation. And we could see that. I do believe that the Warriors want LeBron James, and I do believe that they worked with Draymond Green in this contract opt-out yesterday to make LeBron James an offer. What I don't know is whether they will be able to execute and get that done, and they're going to try to get that done today. And frankly, the Lakers would like to be able to have clarity from LeBron today, too, whether he's either going to stay or go so they can handle their business.
Should he leave and end up in a place like Golden State, what does that do for the Warriors? Where does it put him in the West?
I don't think it puts anybody anywhere. We know where the top tier is. We know San Antonio and Oklahoma City are at the top tier. We are fascinated by what Minnesota can look like because they just got LaMelo Ball and changed up the dynamics of their team. But when you add a 41, soon-to-be 42-year-old LeBron James to a team that has 5 of the oldest 25 players in the league, and you're going to say, hey, go and run with these young bloods, I don't know how that works. It makes them more intriguing. It makes it more certain that we're going to be spending a lot of time in San Francisco this year, but I don't know if it makes them a top-tier championship-level ball club, just as sure as we're not sure that LeBron going back to L.A. makes them a top-tier championship ball club.
Tim McMahon, slide back in for the final word.
Yeah, look, I think it would make the Warriors more competitive. It would probably make them a playoff team. But the gap between San Antonio, Oklahoma City, and the Warriors, that's not being bridged by a 41-year-old, even if it's the best 41-year-old ever to walk the face of the earth dribbling a basketball.
Would be fascinating after nearly a decade of those two going head-to-head in the NBA Finals. All of a sudden, Steph Curry and LeBron James team up at the end of their career for one last ride. Coming up, Jaylen Brown and Boston at a crossroads. Can the Celtics